Hey guys, what's up? Says from Deniz, World of Bodybuilding. Today I want to talk about Big Ramy, and not only him but also Robby Robinson. I hope you know him. He is the guy from the 70s, especially Arnold's time. He was a bodybuilding athlete of the golden era. So here you have a great picture of him. So he really looked awesome, and he really was an athlete of the golden era of bodybuilding. Okay, you probably know him from pumping iron and maybe some interviews and stuff like that. He's old right now, but he's still doing fine. You know, he's still looking awesome, probably better than most of the people who are regularly going to the gym. And he was the Masters Mr. Olympia, like he wrote in his biography. Bodybuilding Hall of Fame, of course he is. So Robby Robinson. Why I talk about Robby Robinson when I talk about Big Ramy right now? A few days ago, 5 days ago, RX Muscle made the post that Big Ramy shut it down for this year, okay, for 2019, and he won't compete in Olympia. And I found that one comment was very, very interesting, and it was from Robby Robinson, the guy I talked about in this video, okay? And he said Ramy should quit. He kills himself for something that really has no meaning. And it's Mr. Olympia. Why you guys are cheering on that fish? Point. Crazy. Crazy, right? The comments. I really didn't know what to say when I read this. So in Robby's eyes, Ramy should quit bodybuilding, the competitive side at least, being that huge, because he says that he just kills himself for something that has no meaning, and that the event that has no meaning is the Olympia. And my comments are maybe interesting, maybe not, so listen to it. I saw it a few times already that guys from the past who were like runner-ups, who were very, very successful, but didn't make it to the very top, the Open Mr. Olympia division, and win that division, they are a little bitter, okay? Because they didn't win the Olympia, and most of the times, of course, they felt like they deserved to win the Olympia at a certain year, or maybe even years. And another example for that bitterness would be Nasser Al-Sambati, which I love that dude, but you saw firsthand with his interview on bodybuilding.com that because he didn't win the Olympia, he got bitter about the sport of bodybuilding. The 1997, I think, since that day, he really more and more gets bitter about the sport of bodybuilding, and as to a certain degree, it's understandable. Okay, those guys maybe really deserve to win the Olympia if you think about it. And but what I find paradox, and talking about that, I have the Flex magazine in front of me, which I subscribed for 12 months. Here in Germany, you don't have the online division, and I'm a little bit a nostalgic guy. I like to have magazines. I love magazines generally, where I can shut up my mobile phone and laptop and just concentrate on this one and chill down. And when I have this Flex magazine open, it says that in 1977 and 1978, he was very, 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 very little behind Frank Zane, who won the contest at the end. So he was runner-up quite a few times, and he was more the rebel, and Frank Zane was more the you know, the beautiful physique, if you compare them. So I would say it's a paradox, because these are guys who gave everything themselves. during a certain period of time, like Robby Robinson in the 70s or Nasser in the 90s. Okay, so you could do a whole debate on that. So I think it's crazy talking like that when you're an ex-pro bodybuilder who's still doing bodybuilding to this day, and who gave everything himself during, like I said, a certain period of time. Of course, what you could argument is that you could say, okay, back then they didn't take GH and insulin and stuff like that, but you have to say back then those stuff was not available. If Ramy would have competed in the 70s right then today, he wouldn't take those stuff too, for 100% awareness, 100% sure. And if Robby would compete today at the Olympia, or Arnold would compete today at the Olympia, Arnold will be much bigger. Okay, he would probably be a better version of Cedric McMillan, really better, because Arnold would nail it, I think. He would be amazing. Okay, so you can't, you're comparing apples and oranges. You can't compare the iPhone of today with the first iPhone ever, or with the first mobile phone ever. It's just two different worlds, two different technologies that were available at those times. So I don't, of course you could say I like stuff like, okay, guts shouldn't be distended and stuff like that, but at the end, always you should have some respect, and not playing it down like these people. It looks like, when you read stuff like that, it looks like, okay, guys like Ramy and Phil are dumb because they're doing this, because it seems like it has no meaning. Of course, for those guys and us bodybuilding fans, it has a huge meaning, and for a bodybuilder, it has the biggest meaning in the world. And I'm 100% sure for Robby Robinson at a certain time of his life, it had a very big meaning himself. So that was my 2 cents on this topic. Like I said, you could debate on that many times. Maybe Robby sees this video and wants to talk to me, which I don't think, but maybe. Hit me up on my email. It's always in the link in the description of this video. Subscribe to my channel, give it a thumb up, and I really hope that Ramy and maybe even Phil compete this year. Bye.